You're on the road beyond. Welcome. I'm Todd Duplantis, and we are coming to you from the HCC TV studios this morning, bringing you some of the most interesting content in videos you'll see today. Guaranteed. Doug O'Brien here.
Not other days,
No,
but
today only.
No, today we're a little out there.
We got some cool stuff to talk about today.
Make sure you like, share, and follow. You can always find us on social media at The Road Beyond Podcast.
Did you have a good weekend?
Yes, I did absolutely nothing.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And it was all by design.
Yeah.
I watched IndyCar qualifying.
Yeah.
And then I watched the NASCAR All-Star race.
Right.
And then I think I watched multiple episodes of Jail.
Oh, you know, that is actually a good show. Don't want to go there, but
yes.
it's a damn good show.
I'm interested in parts of life that I hope I'll never be a part of. I want to know about it. I just don't want to be involved in it.
They have one where I think they shoot it in San Antonio or Austin.
Yes.
Yeah. One of them.
The ones in Las Vegas are the best.
Yeah.
There's some characters in Vegas.
You got to love that show.
Yeah.
About future endeavors, you know,
I'm
making a show like that, not going.
Yeah. Right. It's some weird stuff, and we've got weird stuff today.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I was really looking forward to this because it's fascinating.
Well, let's get into it. One of them kind of close to me because I'm a New Orleans guy, born and raised in New Orleans. But vampires are making a comeback on social media platforms. Many of them, Doug, are pointing to New Orleans as the hotspot.
Yeah. Now, a lot of people think of vampires as folklore, just, stories to tell. Anne Rice, of course, made them extremely popular because she is also from New Orleans.
And she passed, but her son still carries on. Yep. He's a writer, and he's in New Orleans. He posts a lot on social media.
It brings in millions of dollars in tourism, if not possibly even a bit, because they get $8 billion in New Orleans. So you figure a large chunk of that are the ghost tours. Last time we went, the graveyards really stand out. But there are some significant figures that lead to possibility of some validity.
Life vampires. Yeah. One of the figures is Jacques St. Germaine. Haven't heard his name? Well, you should. He's a man some claim have roamed the streets of New Orleans for more than 300 years. And now new sightings have reignited questions about whether the so-called vampire has discovered the secret of immortality.
Now, according to legend, he was very charming. That seems to be
all the vampires.
Yeah, that seems to be when you think of like Lestat, right? Interview with a Vampire. That's what most people think of when you think of vampires. But he used to throw these extravagant parties back in the 1900s.
Who didn't?
But here's the key: he never aged.
Yeah,
he was always looking the same. And then when they went into his place, they found bottles of blood, right?
He found a wine cellar, wine cellar, but instead of wine being in the bottles, it was bottles of blood.
The one that really, he was always known as a little odd, but the thing that really got on his trail for the authorities is he would go out and find these young women, which guys are known to do, but she jumped out of his second floor building and screamed, he's trying to kill me. He's a vampire.
Yeah, now
he's trying to drink my blood.
Is in the middle of the French Quarter.
Yes.
The home I've walked by probably 100 times, but very familiar sight. And there it is right there. You know, there's been a video. I was going to show it on the show, but there's a video of a guy at a club who seems to be stalking two women, and it's all over the internet. I didn't because you don't know if the guy's just high or what, but they're saying this dude is a vampire. Okay, really? Did he pull out a card? You know, I am a vampire, but it's a strange looking guy. It's out there if you want to look for it.
And there are numerous stories for like rideshare drivers talking about getting vampires.
Yes, one of them I'm going to try to get on the show. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well, try to get her on the show.
We not only have that, I wanted to add in, there's also the Carter boys, I believe they are called.
Yeah. That
these two guys, what makes them weird is not only the same thing, good looking, they go out and they find people on the street, but when they were finally turned into the authorities, they went into their house and they found 4 people tied up, drained of blood.
All the time.
Right.
Yeah.
They were drained of their blood.
Yeah.
They were arrested, executed. Here's the kicker. They disappeared from their tomb after their execution.
Yeah.
And so we have that. We also have the casket girls.
The casket girls was a real situation.
Yes. So what would happen is in France at the time, so New Orleans, part of the French territory, right? So people were told that it's this wonderful place to go. These young women, this is your future. You're going to go there. You're going to find these rich aristocrats, and you're going to be fantastic. Right?
You really were a mail order bride.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So they would travel over two things. One, they always traveled with a chest, what we would know as a hope chest.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But they were also known as caskets, not the kind we associate, but that's what they were known as. They would also get very sick on the trip over. Scurvy was a big problem. So they would be very sallow, very pale. Their eyes would bulge a little bit. The gums would recede, making the teeth.
Yeah, this is good. I'm getting a little buyer's remorse, if you ordered one of these women.
But these were real women that were coming to Louisiana at the time. And a lot of people thought that they were vampires, and they actually stayed at there was the oldest convent in I believe it's in America.
Right.
They were on the 3rd floor. And so a lot of people started saying they started getting healthier once they got here, while others were getting sick. And they're like, well, they have to be vampires, right?
Back then, it was like a go-to.
That was always
you're
the
a witch or a vampire, one of the
right.
two.
But that's how they got the name, the Vampire Girls.
Casket girls, vampire girls, but that's a real life situation. Now, current claims in modern day, you're thinking, well, are there actual vampires out there? Well, there's two cool schools of thoughts. One of them, they're saying, now I've met people like this, they drain your energy.
Yes,
they're energy vampires.
Energy vampires are real
thing.
Absolutely.
But there's also a group of individuals around there, maybe estimate anywhere from 30 to 60,000 people in the United States alone, who actively seek out people to drink blood. It's all consensual. I know you're already saying we're going to sign up for this.
No,
all consensual. They're not kidnapping people. They get together. They drink blood.
It's called sanguine feeding.
Not penguin,
no.
Sanguine.
Well, if you cut an artery and you bleed out, you exsanguinate.
I did not know that.
You did not? Okay.
No.
Learn that from Law and Order.
Yes. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
One reason
so that sanguine is a medical term. But what's always weird to me is they associate and connect blood and sex.
Yeah.
Those two always go together. I want to talk to not necessarily the vampires, but the people who are like, oh, you want to drink my blood?
Yeah. I mean, there are people that they're the bloodletters and then the vampires, who drinks. There's two groups, I mean, it's a thing, folks. It's around. But there is some thought that blood is a healing therapy.
True.
I mean, there's a plasma-rich protein therapy that's right now very common. Instead of getting surgery, in fact, I'm thinking about getting it done in my arm, but instead of doing surgery, they will take your vials of blood, spin them down, and then take the protein-rich plasma and inject, and it's supposedly very healing.
I've actually had it done to me.
You've had it done as well.
I have a bad back, right? I got a herniated disc.
Did it work?
No, it did not.
Didn't work.
Well, here's my theory. They took my own blood, which is rich with Dr. Pepper, and H.
So you're saying they were using the wrong blood.
Exactly.
Yeah, if they would have gotten you a hehealthy person.
If my blood wasn't fixing it to take with, why are you going to try it? But they did that. They did. It's called PRT. Platelet-rich therapy. And they injected into the area. It's really one step away from stem cell therapy. Right. It did not work. I would like to try it, and I would try it again if they use someone else's that was healthier.
Healthier blood.
But the question is, does it grant
Dr. Pepper?
It definitely is. Does it work? Does it give you immortality? And there seems to be
some
a debate
in that too,
right?
Whether it's true or not. I think you're just when you're out there just drinking other people's blood, it's just creepy.
You don't know what you're getting.
Yeah, that's
the
true.
thing because like if you came after me, you're going to get Dr. Pepper. You're going to get a caffeine fix. Right. But there are other people who are doing other things. Anybody who's willing to let someone else drink your blood, they're probably taking risks in other areas of their life.
You're already crossing some bridges you're not going to come back across.
But it's huge tourism in New Orleans, and it's definitely still quote unquote alive and well.
Yeah. So there you go. Yeah, vampires in New Orleans. This isn't over, by the way. We're going to carry this on in another show. In fact, I talked with an author this last week.
Okay.
Who wrote actually one of the stories was on the brothers that you were.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And he's going to be on the show in the future. So he's got a book written about the ghosts of the South and all that stuff. So
well, those brothers are fascinating just because the fact that they disappeared and they still, quote unquote, make appearances that people claim to see them. That's what I find fascinating.
He's got one story he says it's going to take us to St. Louis. He said it's much better. So
really,
yeah, I'm interested in hearing. He'll be on in the next few weeks. Anyway, we're going to talk about the Voyager aircraft. Remember that took off in 1976, I believe.
77.
It's 1977. New discoveries from that. We'll be back in 60 seconds. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, Doug is going to be taking us back in this next one. We'll start on.
All right. 3, 2. Hi, welcome back to the Road Beyond podcast. I'm Doug O'Brien along with Todd Duplantis. Make sure you like, follow, and share our videos. You can find us on social media. Yep.
Okay.
You're me now.
Yeah. Hey, I need to make sure I keep this. Should we go 8.5 or 9 for this segment? The first one was around a little close to 11. I would say let's do 8 for this one, and that'll give us enough time in the last segment to do.
That'll get us coming out at 22.
Yeah,
I think out of the second one.
And then we still have 2 minutes for breaks. We have to add in there too. So okay, so we'll say 8 for this one.
All right, 3, 2. Hi, I'm Doug O'Brien. Welcome back to the Road Beyond podcast, along with Todd Duplantis. Make sure you like, follow, and share. You can find us across all the social media platforms at the Road Beyond podcast. Now, we're about to go into outer space.
Yeah. We're taking you from New Orleans vampires to outer space. What if the most important space image in history didn't come from the James Webb Telescope or even the Mars rover, but from a spacecraft launched more than 48 years ago? Tonight today, an astonishing discovery from Voyager 1 and what it might be telling us from the very edge of our solar system.
See, this is what's fascinating. This thing, we thought it was pretty much done, that it had done its job. It was launched in 77, and it was built to explore the outer planets, which it has done. It's done a fantastic job. It is over 14 billion miles from Earth.
It's amazing.
But it's still working. And what's fascinating, it's not really that Voyager 1 found anything new. It's that we have new and better quantum computers here that can go through the data.
Yeah,
and that's what's fascinating.
AI is helping. This guy, they're leading the way. March 2025, NASA's Jet Propulsion Lab quietly released a new image taken as Voyager crossed the heliopause, the boundary where the sun's influence ends.
Now, at first glance, it just looks like digital noise, if you will, just a lot of stuff. But because of the quantum computer, NASA was able to break it down. It includes prime numbers, which, and I think I told you as we were setting this up, 2 movies. Contact. They talk about that. It's a great movie if you love a sci-fi movie, where they talk about prime numbers would be the way, because math is so universal.
Right.
That prime numbers would be a way. And that, along with the quantum computers, were able to get deeper into the digital patterns to find images that we didn't know were going to exist.
I mean, it's using AI to its fullest extent. These aren't just nice pictures. The patterns correlate with plasma wave readings and cosmic ray spikes, meaning we're not just seeing space, we're seeing it as it actually changes. Incredible.
Yes, they've actually found hexagonal patterns. I'm just proud I could say that. It's a hexagon, but they found these patterns. It's a shape that would not exist in space. Do you know why planets and things are round and bubbles are round?
I just thought because God likes to bowl with
It's the most efficient way for things to move through space and time.
That makes sense.
Right? Yeah. So to find something, the point being, find something that's hexagonal with these different sides would have to be I don't want to say man-made, but purposely made. It's not just something that occurs.
So we could be seeing something that was created by something other than humans.
That's the theory, there is something outside of our solar system that is communicating with us and basically leaving us little mathematical messages.
Well, there's some proof in our galaxy for this. Hexagons are seen on planets like Saturn's famous North Pole storm. But at the edge of our solar system, that's never been recorded before.
Now, there are three theories that go along with this. One is that it's magnetic field interactions, kind of what we know as our northern lights.
Yeah,
and there are also southern lights, and no one talks about. Northern lights get all the press, which I don't understand. But anyway, I digress. Two, it's charged interstellar dust. Or three, that it's dark matter.
So some are even saying these patterns could point to exotic physics. Never thought I'd say that word. Or artificial structures. Been waiting to hear that, right? Yes, even extraterrestrial engineering has been floated, though NASA stresses no evidence support that yet.
But the European Space Agency researchers discovered a second filament, faint but real, forming a spoke pattern like a massive cosmic wheel.
Yeah, 12 spokes, evenly spaced, emerging from a central axis like the face of a gigantic galactic clock. And nothing in our current models predicted that. Heck, who could have predicted that?
Well, yeah, I mean if you had predicted that, they would have thought you were just absolutely crazy.
Wacko.
But some physicists now speculate that it could be the edge of the solar system and that it has a resonance, or kind of a pulse, once described as the heartbeat of our solar system.
It's a reminder that exploration doesn't end with new rockets. In fact, it begins with old data with just some fresh eyes. In this case, a little bit of quantum computers and AI.
They're also claiming that they have found a humanoid face within this new breakdown of the data, but they haven't released the picture yet.
That's what we really want to see.
Yes.
I want to see the face, because we all know the one shot that the Mars X or the Voyager got.
Yes.
The face on Mars, which many say looks like a human face.
That one does. That one is creepy. But Voyager 1, it's running on 68 kilobytes of memory and a 23-watt transmitter. When you think about it, that's not a... There's more
in your telephone.
There's more in this than there is on Voyager 1, but it's still teaching us, it's still sending us a faint signal from the farthest of places, and it can carry the loudest message.
And the message may be this: the edge of our world isn't empty. It's alive and still unfolding.
That is absolutely amazing.
It's incredible. I mean, think about something that was long. What has the government made that's lasted this long? You know,
I mean, that's not a whole lot.
Not a whole lot.
And I think even NASA and scientists are amazed that this thing is still working and that we're still getting a signal.
I was astounded when you sent the article to me. You talked about it. I'm like, I hadn't heard this.
And this is brand new. This happened within the last week.
Yeah, in March.
They did this. They published it. I should say.
I mean, it's amazing what these quantum computers.
That's amazing.
This is going to change the way we're living.
We need to get somebody in here who can tell us about quantum computers, because all I know is how to say it.
I think I don't understand. Here at HCC that can do that. Yeah,
I would love to hear where that's going to take us, because if it's doing this from 14 billion miles away, what can it do for us here on Earth?
One person compared it to me, like, think about when you went from dial-up to live internet access.
Okay, yeah.
You know, it was like light speed. Light speed.
Absolutely.
One person I know who cannot tell us about quantum computers, or maybe he can. Take a look at this guy.
Okay.
Take a look at this video. Recognize him?
Oh my word.
What happened to Steven Seagal?
Wow.
What happened there?
Now, I had
He's in Russia. This is a recent video of him in Russia. Apparently he goes over there and visits the Russians.
I had seen pictures of him, as happens when we get older, that you tend to plump up a little bit.
What happened
but
there,
not that.
though? I mean, gee whiz.
With the fur coat, he looks like a Russian bear. But he
looks like a dude walking with a bear attached to his stomach. You know?
Can he still do the moves?
I don't know. I've seen video of him recently, like he'll have these displays where they just basically are falling down. He he has this type of style that I think it's judo or jujitsu, where he doesn't hit anybody. He just simply pushes you down.
Okay, we're going to have to do this. I don't remember if I sent you videos, but there are some I've seen on the internet where they literally do that. It's usually an old guy or a guy that looks like Steven Seagal does. And it's like you would come at me and I would just do this and you would fall over.
And they have one that too, force pushing.
They claim it messes with your inner chi and throws you off balance. It's hilarious and fascinating.
Yeah, we got to get Steven Seagal. I don't know what happened there. Anyway, we're going to take another quick break. When we come back, it's time for
Bare Necessities.
All that and more. All right. So we should have, let's see, it was 8. And then we had the first one, 11, 19. So we have time to go. We probably could make this one 9 minutes. Okay. All right. So let's play all 3 we have time to play all 3 of those videos. Okay. Are we going to start on this camera?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. In 3, 2. Welcome back to the Road Beyond podcast.
It is time for Bare Necessities, and this time we're monkeying around.
We're monkeying around.
I couldn't help it.
Take a look at this one, folks. Let's kick it off. Nothing like a monkey and a dog, especially when the dog works part-time as a horse and just rides off. But did anybody ask why the monkey's wearing jeans?
I was going to ask that. Nobody was saying anything about the pants on a monkey.
The monkey's wearing pants.
Where do you go to buy monkey pants?
I don't know.
That's what I want to know. Go to Old Navy later today. I'm looking for a monkey pants and a.
Can I help you with something? Yeah, I need to get some pants for my monkey.
Why didn't he have a monkey jean jacket? Like that would have been. It was hot that day, I guess.
He was going without the shirt on.
Showing off his look. Showing off the guns there.
Apparently, monkeys like pants, but they don't like chili peppers.
Okay.
Take a look at this one here. You know, people go out on these exotic locations and they just want to feed the animals, where they say don't feed the animals. Well, apparently somebody's been feeding these monkeys chili peppers and they do not want any part of it. This monkey's like, nope, I've fallen for that way too much. And then you got others just hanging around. Nobody wants them. Yeah.
They have not survived this long by being stupid.
No.
You know, there is in the animal kingdom and in the plant world, if something is bright and colorful,
right,
typically you stay away from it.
Yeah.
And that monkey obviously remembers that rule.
Well, I mean, obviously somebody must have been feeding those monkeys chili peppers, and they all spread the word, don't eat the chili peppers.
Because he looks legitimately angry, like pissed off, like how dare you?
Yeah, he was not happy. We're going to see some more angry monkeys next week. It's a thing, trust me. It's all over. This next one, I guess this is what happens when the monkeys do eat chili peppers. They're not too happy about it. Take a look at this monkey, boy. He is not happy because people are messing with the monkeys. Look, I mean, he's going after a shoe. At what point do you stop messing? You go to a zoo, folks, and they tell you, don't feed the animals and don't mess with them.
Have you seen the one where they give it a banana and he just, like, you think he's going to eat the banana like a regular monkey, but he destroys this thing like he has a grudge against bananas.
Because he's tired of people giving him bananas. He's like, I want the Big Mac you're eating, not your banana.
I'll try to find it so we can use that. But I think anybody who's doing this to monkeys, first of all, let's put them in the cage with a monkey. All right, because
I wouldn't want to be in the cage with that last one.
No.
The other ones were running free, especially the one wearing jeans.
It will eat your face off.
Yeah.
What are you doing? He's eating a shoe. They don't care. They're like, we've been in cages. I have nothing. What are they going to do?
What are they going to do? What do they got to stand to lose?
They're going to put me in
There's
monkey
nothing
jail.
more terrifying or dangerous than a monkey with nothing to lose.
Yeah, that is
I'm telling you, folks, you don't want to be around it. All types of things get thrown at you at that point. Next week, we'll be talking about putting scarves on monkey. Apparently, that's a thing too.
Where are you hanging out on the internet? Scarves on monkeys?
I don't know where my algorithm is going these days.
Clearly, your FYP page is like out there. I know I found the yarn face, but scarves on monkeys. You're dressing up monkeys?
Apparently, it's a thing. They wear jeans and people try to put scarves on them.
All right.
All that next week on the Road Beyond podcast. Thanks for being here with us today.
Take care.